Well, hello there. Deep fried hot dog rolled in fruity pebbles and Cheetos, hot Cheetos.
What? Well, that's a way to start the show.
I don't know how I feel about that, Justin. I don't know. I feel like that's a heart attack waiting to happen. Justin and Josh, how you guys doing over in the chat already? Is that something you want to try?
I'm not gonna lie. I would at least try a bite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'd like it, but I'd try it.
One of the foods being served during All-Star Carolina. Like that's not a thing. That is not a thing. That's not a Southern thing.
You
Good
sure?
Lord. Yeah. I'm very sure. No, I'm good. I'm good without that. I certainly have my share of weird foods that I do enjoy, but yeah, not happening. Not happening. All right. So welcome back, everybody. It is Tuesday night. My name, of course, is Seth Bidoff. Joining me this evening on United Front is the one, the only Jacob Terrell. Jacob, it was a weekend.
It was a weekend. Yeah.
We had some weather on Saturday.
No, we didn't.
No, we really didn't. But there was a thing. Yeah, there was a thing on Saturday. Yeah, there was a thing. I mean, not a whole. Honestly, it's been really kind of a quiet week. I was just working on something for the radio station, and it's been a very quiet week.
See, I disagree.
I mean, UNM came out with like one news release this week about their new video board. So I'm going, okay, what do I write about UNM? Oh, look, new video board. There was a tiny bit of news out of U.S. Soccer. They finally released the schedule for the last quarterfinal matchup of the U.S. Open Cup, as well as the two semifinal matches. The Philadelphia Union and New York Red Bull quarterfinal match has been postponed twice now, I think. It's finally being played on August 13th. The winner of that will play against Nashville. If the Red Bulls win, the Red Bulls host. If Philadelphia wins, Nashville hosts. And that will be in September on the 16th. And then in the other semifinal, Minnesota United taking on Austin FC Wednesday, September 17th. So we finally have a schedule for the final quarterfinal and the two semifinals. And then the final will be Wednesday, October 1st. And will be hosted by the Western bracket representative. Whoever the Western bracket representative may be. So yeah, a little bit of news there.
Makes perfect sense.
Former Hosu fan in the chat, Josh. I think there's a few former Hosu fans around the United Nation this week. You seem to think there's other news.
There's one on this podcast.
Yeah. Is there other news that I missed? I mean, it feels like it was a very slow week.
I mean, no, not really. There's like little tidbits like Talon.
Oh, Jacob froze. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know.
I don't know if it's me or you, but it's...
There you go. You're now unfrozen on my screen.
Yeah, I think it's saying mine. The StreamYard says that it's bad, but my Wi-Fi says that it's really good right now. So I don't know what's going on. I don't remember what I was saying. Talon got team of the week, which I don't... Very rarely does a player get team of the week if he's on the losing team. That doesn't happen. So it surprised me that he was on team of the week. Why am I not? I should be wearing my new kit. I spaced.
You could be.
But anyways.
But then we couldn't see you.
Yes, fair.
I mean, to be fair, we couldn't see the team on Saturday either. So.
Floating head.
Yeah.
Floating head. No, and then I just was looking at results from where'd it go? From the shootout with the high school teams. And so there was some stuff there. I'm just trying to do anything and everything I can to not think or talk about Saturday night.
Okay. For breaking news, so the hot dog that Justin has mentioned And thank you to my fiance Melanie for this. It's called the Bless Your Heart Dog.
That's funny.
And this thing looks atrocious. This thing looks awful. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture. Okay, now, fair warning. This is a thing. Not a thing that I would ever consider eating. Let's share this here. The Bless Your Heart Dog. Oh my god. That's
I'm curious. Justin's the one that brought it up. He never mentioned if he would try it or not. I'm curious.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm all for stadiums.
Hold on. Where did you find this picture?
This is from ESPN. This is from ESPN. Now I'm all for stadiums trying new foods and some.
I feel like we got to take that off before we get removed from YouTube.
Some stadiums have incorporated food from the opposing teams, right? Like when I was in Atlanta a few weeks ago, there was a Philly cheesesteak pizza.
Okay,
because they're playing the Phillies. Makes sense. You've got the Dodger dogs. You've got different things from different areas. But oh my god, like that's atrocious.
It's a choice. As a choice that was made.
Speaking of All-Star Weekend, did you watch the Home Run Derby last night?
I actually did.
You did? Who won?
I did. Cal Raleigh catcher from the Mariners.
Oh, okay.
It was. I have a love-hate relationship with baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, but also it's I don't know. It's dying, and I notice that it's dying because I don't watch it as much. Part of it is because my love for baseball really has been tied to the Rockies, and they are a dumpster fire right now. We had some good years with Nolan and them, but it's been real bad lately. So that's part of it. I still follow it. I just don't watch games as much, but I try to watch the Home Run Derby for sure and check that out. It's usually a pretty fun time. I'm assuming the All-Star game is going on right now. I have no idea what's going on in it. The All-Star game itself, I don't really watch, but the Home Run Derby is always fun. Should All-Star games matter? Should they have some sort of impact, or should it just be hey, let's go out and, Honestly, I kind of liked when Major League Baseball said, hey, winner of this gets home field advantage in the World Series. Mm-hmm. And you kind of tell they played a little harder. And baseball's the one that you can kind of, there's no contact. You can play defense. You might not dive or something like that, but I've seen more highlights from the MLB All-Star game than I have any of the other All-Star games combined. Mm-hmm. As far as legit highlights. In basketball, you see crazy stuff, but it's because there's no defense being played or anything like that. So, yeah. And Andrew always coming in clutch over here. 6-0 NL after 6. That's a shocker to me because NL has not been doing very good in these lately for the last several years. Mm-hmm. And so that's good. Yeah, I had it pulled up. I was going to talk about it. It's surprising there. Glad to see it for once. It's just you look at all these midsummer classics and all-star games, and look, I'm all for skills challenges, but the NBA All-Star game is a joke. The Hawaii Bowl, NFL Pro Bowl, whatever you want to call it, is terrible. I'm kind of glad I moved to the flag football thing, but I still don't watch it though. No one watches it. No one cares. I hate the home run derby as much as other people enjoy it. I hate it because it messes with player swings,
And I think it ruins some players for like half a season. So
Well, that's their fault.
I agree. It is. Did you see last night where the ball kid robbed the home run?
I did. That was sick. I was like, well, kudos. They still counted it, of course. But it was sick. Yeah, that was cool.
That was fun. I'd never seen that before.
If USL had one, would you watch?
It would depend on the format. Like
let's say I'm gonna make up a format on the fly here. Okay. Mm-hmm. There's a skills challenge involved. So some goalie wars, some penalty shots. I watched the MLS All-Star game too. But as far as the game is concerned,
that's not a game when they play like one of the top teams in Europe. That's not a game. Come on.
No, so I don't watch. Let me rephrase that. I don't watch the game. I watch the skills challenge.
Okay.
I've always liked the skills challenge more. NFL, the Pro Bowl skill challenge, when they actually did a skill challenge, was awesome, like a legit one. It's kind of fun now with dodgeball and some other stuff. But anyways, I digress. If USL had a skills competition on a Friday night, and then an all-star game, East versus West, but only 5 aside, would you watch?
If you did like a TST style thing, I think that'd be a lot of fun. 5 aside, maybe you'd have to do like skills challenge, small sided pitch, maybe like a 3-bar challenge. You know, you got to hit crossbar and the 2 uprights. You know, I think there's things you can do. I don't want to see them go out and play a full on match,
right?
Because it's just risk of injury.
Yeah, we've established that doesn't work most of the time.
Yeah, I think that's awful. But I mean, if you have some sort of skills challenge, by all means, like if you put the top goal scorer from the East and West, you know, up against each other, top 3 goal scorers, against like the 3 best goalkeepers, and had some sort of, you know, shooting competition where you had to shoot from 6, shoot from the mark, shoot from 18, you shoot from like 22, you know, like I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
And probably some other things. You know, but yeah, I can't. I don't want a full match. I don't want to risk anyone getting hurt. Not that it's 100% safe just doing skills challenges, but I would hate to see anyone get hurt in an all-star type situation.
For sure. What if we did it after the season?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind with that is you have contract issues at that point. So, I mean, unless you just left the playoff teams out of it, maybe do it in like, you know, October, November, and then lead up to the final. You know, maybe once you get past the quarterfinal round, then you set your challenges and your players that are involved.
Could be like the Pro Bowl used to be, where it was that week in between.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl and the division championships or conference championships or whatever it is. And then teams that are in the championship can't do it, obviously. And I could say you do that and do it like on a Wednesday night. Like if you don't want to take a whole week between, like have a bye week necessarily, maybe you do Wednesday between the conference finals and the finals, and maybe all the conference finals teams don't play in it.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing about that is you potentially risk losing out on the top goal scorers. But other than that, like, fine. Like, I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the time. That's probably the time to do it, a week before. But yeah, it'd be fun.
I guess we've stalled long enough, Seth.
There's one more piece of news. I put it in our group chat, and you didn't respond to this.
Hold on. I'm nervous.
It has to do with the Club World Cup.
Yeah, I don't give a damn.
If you missed the news, so Chelsea won Club World Cup over PSG. And kudos to Chelsea. They deserve the win. They played well. During the trophy celebration, our nation's president did not take stage direction very well and remained on the stage throughout the entire celebration, creating an awkward situation for Chelsea and their players. Chelsea then went and photoshopped the president out of their photos, which is hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. And you just see if you watch it, you can see the players uncomfortable. Like you can just see it. And I think Chelsea has every right to be pissed. I think they do. I think the players have every right to be pissed about this. And then to top it off, Trump says that the trophy is staying here in the White House, and that Chelsea is going to get a replica trophy. Of all the nonsense in the world, why is this trophy? Why does he think that this trophy needs to stay here with him?
It's not, Seth. It's not.
Like, it's just. First, you look at what happened over the weekend. Elmo's Twitter account gets hacked. Elmo, the most compassionate, friendly character in the world. Elmo's Twitter account gets hacked.
What is happening, Seth?
Starts posting anti-Semitic rhetoric. Sesame Street finally gets it back. Like, we've got a president trying to hold onto a soccer trophy that he had nothing to do with. Like, what is going on? Like, I feel so bad for Chelsea and just how awkward that was. That was. There's no reason for that trophy to be here at all. Like, give it to Chelsea. Let it be where it's supposed to be. Like, and then there was another follow up to it. Apparently, Infantino came out and said, we had no idea he was going to do this. FIFA did not give this to him. This was him just saying it. But the Matadors lifted trophy. Does that make up for it?
Yes, thank you for getting to something I actually care about. Jesus Louise. Yes. Our buddy Carlos over there in Lubbock was able to host a trophy for the first time. As the Lubbock Matadors are your 2025 Lone Star Conference champions. And they will travel to Jacksonville tomorrow, I believe, to play in a regional semifinal. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Carlos. But yeah, they get a trophy and get to keep playing. And I was talking to Carlos about it last week, and he said they're getting like 5,000 plus fans a match.
Wow.
For forgive me, Carlos. I don't even know exactly what league y'all are in right now. And so yeah, it's tremendous. We saw a brief tidbit of what they had there when they came in and played us in the Open Cup last season and had a decent traveling contingent in PSL. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. And so they came here last year and had a decent showing.
They did. They did perform well last year.
Well, and they're fans. They had a ton of fans, so that was nice. So yeah, congrats to them. I know Carlos is there until I believe August, right around the beginning of August, and then he'll be back into Mexico. So kudos to him and the Matadors and everything they're building over there. I was in Lubbock back in January when I had my thing up here on my head removed and really wanted to go by the store, but just didn't have a chance. So maybe if I get a chance sometime before Carlos leaves, I'll head up there and see him. But otherwise, It'll have to be after he gets back, but I'll make it there at some point. So no, kudos to them. Kudos to Carlos. Seth, we've definitely been stalling long enough. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off, Seth.
Rip the Band-Aid
I mean,
off.
you talked about Elmo and Trump and Chelsea and
Yeah.
all this other stuff. Let's just talk about it.
All right. Yeah, Saturday night at Soccer Salutes service night, there was a hour weather delay. Tarp came out rather early. We got some early warning on this. The vast majority of the weather avoided the downtown area, which was great. Match finally got underway an hour late, and United ultimately falls to Battery by a final 2-1. And honestly, like looking at this, I really don't know what to make of this other than Nanan Hosu should have been out of this match in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and they're probably not going to see any of the fouls here, but this was just
this play right here is what gets Talon man of the match or team of the week. That and the fact that he scored. Talon has been an absolute beast. But yeah, they didn't show it, of course, but yeah, definitely. I mean, he could have been sent off several times for several different things. The ref definitely did lose control, but at the end of the day, it's set piece defense. And then to me, like I'm gonna play Christina's role here. We didn't shoot the damn ball. We had opportunities to, and just never pulled the trigger, and it was super infuriating. But yeah, just I don't know.
Yeah, and I will say, like the highlight packages here really don't do a great job of showing how Battery was playing out of possession. It really doesn't. I mean, you look statistically at this match; it was dead even, 50% possession for both sides in the first half. We did, get the better share of possession in the second half, but I think a lot of that comes down to trying to press for the final, try to press for those final points or to get a point out of this at the very least. And here you see the own goal here. This did go down as an own goal, which is unfortunate. I'm not even convinced that Jabang got a touch to it.
It definitely goes off Jabang.
Does it? Okay. Yeah. From my angle, it looked like it got headed in, and that's what was initially called. But yeah, this was it was awful. This was a really awful match. I mean, again, it didn't show up, but there was a hard foul by Hosu in the 9th minute going through the back of Mukwele Akale. Probably could have gotten a red card there, if at the very least the yellow. You have another one that didn't get nothing. And then you get another foul towards the end of the first half that doesn't get shown here. Probably should have gotten another yellow there. And he doesn't get one until the second half. When he goes through the back of Gideon Zalalem, right in front of the United bench, which ultimately, I don't think he even got a yellow for it at that point either. The foul at the end of the first half, he got a yellow for. The one in front of the bench, he did not, but our bench got a yellow. Coach Sanchez got a yellow for that foul there. And if you were not at the match, I did put information in the Reddit and not in Reddit and on the Discord. Our head athletic trainer got a red card
after the match. Yeah.
After the match Saturday night. But yeah, this was bad. Like, I'm glad we had Talon come in. Talon obviously converts from the spot here. I think there was a lot of shithousery, and I saw several questions about Nanan specifically. Like, did he do this wrestling? You and I had a conversation with someone after the match on Saturday, and I think we're all in agreement. Last year we talked a lot about Nanan and how he played, and how hard he played, and that it got him into trouble at times. But I don't think we ever saw this level of shithousery from him. Ever.
No.
Like you look at the ball that he took to the back of the head and fell to the ground and rolled around like a moron. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. And I agree with Josh. Celebrating in front of the opposing fans is terrible. I think it's terrible. And it does make people look like asshats. I don't disagree with that at all. But I mean, are we wrong about this? Like I thought for sure Nanan was going to get booed to hell and back after that first foul in the 9th minute, but they didn't.
They booed him, just not it. He didn't. Typically you boo when you have the ball, right? When the other player gets the ball. Josu's wasn't a guy that had the ball a lot. And usually when he had it, he got rid of it pretty quickly. So they didn't really have a chance to boo him too much. But I definitely think they booed him when he did touch it after that. Can you pause it right there, Seth?
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they show the foul here, do they?
No, it's okay though. I just
which I think is awful. They don't. I thought this was a bad call too. I thought this was a really poor call. Now we also switched off at this point.
I mean, there definitely were. We get the tying goal, and then they get a chance right after that, and then they do this a little bit after that. But the Josu point I want to make is no, we didn't necessarily see this level of time wasting, that kind of shithousery. He has been and always will be prone to cards.
Mm-hmm.
And he does make dumb challenges. He did it with us. He obviously is doing it with Charleston. I didn't expect anything less out of him in that aspect. In fact, I mentioned last week that I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a red card, and he probably should have. But he's definitely not my favorite player anymore. I do still think he's a good player. He's a talented player. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that Charleston hasn't been able to get the dumb bread out of him yet either. But yeah, just weird. And overall, during open play, I feel pretty good about how we played. I wish we would have shot more, and wish we would have created a little bit more. But Charleston's a really good team. They did what they do best. I feel like we did what we do best, but our weaknesses, which this is one of them right here. Go ahead and play it. When you watch this ball come in from Juan David Torres, there are 3 United players in front of Cal Jennings not doing a damn thing. 4. Sorry, there's 4. Jabang jumps for it, but he's behind Cal Jennings. There are 4 players there in front of Cal Jennings, 3 right in front of him, that are just watching the ball float over their heads without reacting to it whatsoever. And that is just terrible. Yeah. Just absolutely terrible. Now, Cal Jennings is probably going to win that header even if any of those 3 jump, because I think it's Zelalem, Zico, and Rivas. None of them are aerial threats necessarily. But just ball watching, not doing anything. Jennings gets ahead to it, and then I forget what's the goal scorer's name. I cannot remember what his name is. He scored for Guatemala too. Rubio.
Ruben. Yeah,
Rubio. We have 2 defenders on him right there too, and we can't win a header there either. I don't know, man. That play kind of epitomizes the night for me and how frustrating it was. I don't think the first set piece goal was egregious. We kind of got unlucky there that nobody got a piece of it until it deflects off Jabang's basically shoulder and goes in. But this one just is terrible. Just absolutely terrible. And one of the players in front of Cal Jennings was a sub that when it happened, I was screaming into my pillow, if I had a pillow, as to why that sub was made. And it was Rivas for Vargas. Mm-hmm. Vargas has been our best and most consistent attacking force and creator. And you bring in Rivas in a 1-1 match. And you can't say, oh, well, we brought in Rivas for defensive purposes when he's pulling crap like that and not even contesting an aerial duel there with Cal Jennings right behind him. Oh, sorry, that's not Rivas.
Mm-mm.
That is Jalen. I take it back slightly.
No,
No, that's
Sergio.
Rivas. Okay, never mind. So yeah, that I don't. He just didn't bring anything. He within his first minute in the match, he turns the ball over.
His first touch. Yeah.
Yes. I'm just not seeing it. I didn't understand it. I would have been okay with Rivas for Zelalem, maybe even Rivas for Bailey, but not for Vargas. And so I don't know, man. He just that whole sequence right there just really bummed me out.
Yeah.
I thought we did okay in trying to come back and even and level it, but I'm not losing faith in Sanchez whatsoever. I have two questions for him as far as like personnel injuries, which I never ask him because I wouldn't get a straight answer anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Herbert not playing at all? Is it injury or is it like, I know he doesn't like Herbert. We've talked about Herbert being kind of prone to just sending the ball long, and that's not Sanchez's style of play. Jabang does it too, though, and so I'd rather just have at least Herbert can win an aerial duel most of the time, and has a long enough legs that he can get back when he needs to. This was a great chance here. That was almost incredible.
Yeah.
You can see my reaction if you go back. I'm right there at the top in the yellow. Very, very sad there. All in all, I don't think we played terrible. It's a good team. But Herbert not playing at all and Rivas playing as much as he is are two giant question marks for him that I have that I don't understand.
That lagged at the perfect moment. I thought if you had it paused. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Like it's, you look back at this, offside was very, very close. It was very close. So I mean, if I could go frame by frame, like I wish I could. I wish I had the ability to go frame by frame on this. Like it's
close enough that it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
He's right there. It wasn't glaring to me. Like he looks.
Oh, he's off. He's off. So this is pretty exact right here.
He looks on to me right there. I don't know how you're saying he's off.
So if any part of the body that is legal to score with is in an offside position,
right,
they're off. So
Talon is behind.
So this is Talon right here.
Yes, Talon is the last defender.
I mean, you've got these two. You've got two in a row right here. It looks like he's leaning, and again, at Josh's comment, look at the shadow. Like the shadow is obviously shorter here. So
he's also shorter than Talon and moving. He looks shorter than Talon,
and Talon's also midair. So there's a couple things taken into account there. But it looks to me like he's leaning, like this looks off. And from my vantage point in the press box, my initial reaction was that he's offside. Because if you know where the press box is, it's a pretty straight, pretty good look down this line here. So my initial reaction was that he was off. Judging by the shadow and how he's leaning and where Talon and trying to figure out who that is there. I think that's Jabang right there. No, because this is Jabang.
No, I think it's Seymour. Seymour had come in on that side by that time.
Yeah. So he looks offside. It's very, very close. So, I mean, I think they missed it personally, but it's a very tight call. And
Josh, I know you're joking. I know it's in jest, but I am a United fan. And that's why, to me, that offside call, it's close enough that I don't really care. When 5 freaking players are right here by Cal Jennings not doing anything.
Yeah, that's a bigger issue there.
That is the problem. The being on or offside by a whisker, we can complain about it if we want to, but to me, nobody is attacking the ball except for Cal Jennings, and that's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Our whole setup on this was awful. Like when you have a set piece from midfield, and I this is something I really want for the stadium, is I want more camera angles. Give me at least 3 down the side, so you have a pretty good view, right? That's what I want. So, but when you look at it, like there's no reason that ball should have gotten through. None.
Nope.
It's terrible marking, terrible set piece defense design here. And it's just, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. And, Jacob, you're talking about, shots. I went back to pull up the stats. They had 12. We had 11. We had 4 on target. They had 3. So, I mean, again, it's not a ton of shots for either side. It was it was very even in the first half. From the eye test, everything's, aside from the way that the referee called this match, the first half was very competitive. And what Charleston did well in the first half and even into the second, was they dropped 10 behind the ball. They left one person forward, and there was a moment in the first half, and it's not the highlight package, where we're shooting at the south goal here. They have 10 players, including the goalie. And I wish I could mark up the screen in this area. They have 10 players in this area right here, which is where we try so hard to be. Mm-hmm. And that's not going to work for us.
Right.
Well, that's not. Charleston played narrow. They dropped 10 into defense. They kept us from being comfortable. Yeah, it was, battery play. Again, both sides played well in the first half. It was very, very even. I feel like you said that, the ref lost control. I don't think he ever had control.
The first half wasn't the ref. The first half made the mistakes with Jabang or Hosu, but that was, to me, there weren't, other than the couple fouls Hosu had that I think should have been yellows, and possibly a red card. I didn't look at that and go, okay, he is terrible. He wasn't great, but he wasn't like Loudon 2021 levels bad. And then the second half happened, and I don't even know. What really pissed me off was, we talked about the athletic trainer getting a red card after the match, right? I don't know what happened with the athletic trainer himself, but the fact that he didn't have any kind of control at the end, and then the blowing the whistle during that whole melee was just adding to it. It didn't do anything. It was very much like a short. I can't whistle, otherwise I would do it.
Yeah, no, he kept going and going and going. Yeah,
just over and over again. And I was like, "What are you doing?" That's not. And he was standing like 20 yards away from everything, just blowing the whistle like a clown.
Yeah. And so you're not going to see it here, but again, after the final whistle, there was a kerfuffle just to the benches side of midfield. Both teams came together. Like you said, the referees are 20 yards away. They're the other side of the midfield circle. And the teams are just kind of going at each other. Now, what's being said and what's being done, it's hard to say anything, but the referees and the security personnel did a really shitty job of separating the teams, given the nature of this match, with how bad it was, with how contentious it was, particularly in the second half, because it got very chippy.
I will say the level of poor sportsmanship from Charleston really surprised me. Yeah. I really thought that like I was rooting for Charleston in the West or in the East going into this season, and still am, or still would be to an extent if it wasn't for this match. Like they just between the celebrating in front of the fans and then after them, so they had the little dust up at midfield when they did finally get players to leave. Those players, as they were walking towards the tunnel, were not being very professional when it came to dealing with our fans. And normally,
then they came back.
Yeah. Normally, I'm like, okay, I get it. Fans chirp at players all the time. If players get a chance to chirp back, by all means, sure, go ahead. But we didn't even really chirp at them, aside from Hosu, because he should have been sent off. Like, there wasn't a whole lot going on there from our end directed towards them until they started pulling their crap.
Mm-hmm.
And just, I mean, Juan David Torres is a player that I've always respected as far as what it was on the pitch. I'd never seen him really play. And I thought he was, to put it bluntly, a piece of shit. Like, he was, and I'm relatively sure he's the one that started all that at midfield.
Probably.
And I don't know what happened there. I know Pierman was furious at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him flat out shove Clint.
Yeah.
Our buddy Clint Gray there. Like, I don't know what was going on there, but it was rough. And so my two main takeaways were set piece defending, and Charleston is kind of losers in my opinion. And now I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm going to be rooting for Louisville, and Rhode Island, and maybe even Detroit City over Charleston. But we talked about Charleston going into the season. On paper, they were the best team in the league, in my opinion, going into the league or into the season. And because of that, and because they aren't technically the best team standing wise, because Lou City exists. But they are actually ahead of Lou City in the points right now with a match in hand, but Lou City has a match in hand. And so, yes, at home you want more than a win or more than a loss for sure. I think the way we played, the circumstances around the match when it came to the referee, the weather delay, and everything like that, and the subs that we had in there for whatever reason, I was relatively happy with how we looked. I just kind of wish we could have just performed a little bit better. That's all.
Yeah. So Josh, you point Jacob's chance to run up and take pictures. So if we go on the pitch, we could lose our credentials.
Yeah, we get yelled at.
Yeah. So we're not supposed to. Here come. I wanted to show this. I'm trying to find it. This is the first foul here on Quille. That's a red card.
I don't know if it's a red card.
That should.
It's a yellow card. It's 100% a yellow card.
Yeah.
I would not. I wouldn't give a red for it. I would, if he would have gotten a red for that, I would have felt dirty as a United fan, honestly.
I don't know. That's a reckless challenge right there. Like no attempt to play the ball. Like that's just awful. Like you can't give him a talking to here. You can't, because this sets the tone for this match.
I will say the fact, like, Akale complains that he didn't get a card.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else is like super upset about it. As far as like after the talking to and a card not coming out, like Akale is the only one that really reacts. So I would have been okay with a yellow. I'm not happy that it wasn't a card whatsoever. Mm-hmm. But he had 3 yellow card challenges in the first half, in my opinion. And that one's more egregious than the other 2. So if you want to say it's closer to a red than the other 2, you can. But he shouldn't have been on the pitch after halftime. And I don't understand quite how he was. I'm going to take a brief side note. This is not sponsored whatsoever, but this tractor Supply or Tractor Brewing Company Blood Orange cider is really good right now. I needed something a little positive since we were talking about the game now.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. So he did pick up a yellow
In the 32nd minute.
30 second minute.
30,
Yeah.
30 second, yeah.
Trying to find that.
I'm not sure it's in there, but if I remember correctly, that yellow card was more for being a constant fouler and nuisance than it was that the foul was really egregious. But yeah, it was just, I don't understand. So definitely things out of our control and also in Sanchez's control that we can be upset about. We talked a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago, then we talked last week. Do you have a panic? Are you panicking more after this match or less? Or is it the same?
I think a little more so. But again, it comes down to we didn't create enough chances. We weren't creative enough. We have to be, we talked a couple weeks ago, we have to be better against the good teams. We have to be. And thus far we haven't been. We have to figure out ways to break down these teams that play incredibly narrow. We have that drop back, that drop 10, 11 guys in defense. We have to, and we're not doing that. And I don't know how you fix that. I mean, we saw Greg Hurst back finally. We haven't mentioned that yet. We did finally see Greg Hurst. Here's the foul that picked him, that got him a yellow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the first one, significantly worse than that.
Yes, significantly.
So I don't agree with that. Yes, give him a yellow. And he does say, one there, one here, whatever. But that first one should have been a yellow.
Yeah.
Should have been. This one here, I get stopping a promising attack, fine, whatever. But yeah, it should have been. And then I think he had another foul right before halftime as well.
Yeah, the one before halftime, he probably should have been sent off for since he was already on a yellow.
Yeah.
It's a foul that is a yellow 90% of the time, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I can probably get it pulled up here. In the meantime, so what do we need to do? Like, what? How can I phrase it?
Okay, yeah, here it is. I've got it right here. So, and then here's the one right before halftime. This is 45th minute. You see Nanan right here. That's a yellow for stopping a promising attack.
Yeah.
Nanan should have been gone.
Mm-hmm.
There is no reason that he should have been on that pitch after the first half. None whatsoever. I don't get it. The referee had zero control of this match. He set the tone early. That's a yellow, stopping a promising attack. He made no attempt to get it to avoid him. He ran straight into him. But I mean, what do we have to do? I mean, first of all, we need.
So
physically, there's nothing we can do about that. We can't physically put him back out there if he's not ready, right?
How I wanted to phrase it was, what do we need to do to alleviate the panic in your eyes? Is that going to take X's and O's wise? We can debate that for a while, but results wise, do we need to come out and beat San Antonio in a couple weeks? And then also beat Hartford? Will beating San Antonio do it on the road? Are you looking for something specific? Even if we beat San Antonio, but it's ugly, will that do anything to raise your or lower your panic meter? What
So
what results do we need for you to start seeing?
So yes, I want to see a win against San Antonio for for the obvious reason that if we win, we advance. We move forward into the knockouts. I think that's a promising step. When we just beat San Antonio a couple weeks ago, so on paper, I think we are better than San Antonio, and I think that it's a match that we should win. Now, if it goes
in the chat in 3, 2, 1, 0.
Right. Now, if we come out of that, we go penalties, losing the shootout, whatever. If you can't win in regulation, again, the format of this tournament is somewhat awkward, where you don't. And I do agree with going to shootout, but I'm less concerned about a shootout loss than a straight loss, because you've drawn for 90 minutes. I would love to see a win. I think we can win that. I think we can advance. Where my real concern is now, again, and San Antonio has improved from the start of the year. They absolutely have. I think they're finally getting healthy. I think they're finally putting pieces together, and they're playing much better than they were. My more pressing concern is the Hartford match. If you come out against Hartford, and if you do not win that match, I am concerned. Yes, it's on the road. Yes, it's on the East Coast. Yes, and again, that's where the East Coast problem I think is going to come into play. But if we do not beat Hartford, that's where there is some real panic. But if you put together back-to-back results against San Antonio and Hartford, you go into Tulsa, conference opponent, with some momentum, I think that alleviates a lot of the stress and the pressure that these guys have on them. I think it eliminates a lot of the stress that a lot of the pressure that the fans are feeling, a lot of the stress that the fans are feeling with how the team is performing. So I think you need positive results from these two matches. A draw against San Antonio is fine. I'm not terribly concerned. Win the shootout, there's a chance to advance, but we need help. But again, you draw for 90 minutes against a team that's much better than they were at the start of the season, fine. I can live with that. There's no panic, right? It's the Hartford match and then into Tulsa. That's where I'm concerned. If you go through all three of these matches without a single positive result, with how tight the West is, I think you're looking at a potential downward slide for 6-7 matches at that point.
I agree for the most part. I'm back and forth. Justin over in the chat said he wants to drop from the Year Cup and focus on taking the championship, and our depth isn't there and less games will be better. I kind of agree with that. So I would not be heartbroken if we lose, even if it's outright, to San Antonio, depending on how we lose.
Mm-hmm.
If we come out and look flat, I honestly wouldn't be that upset. Because there's two things in play there for me. It's one, we'll be coming off of 2 weeks off, which we have typically not been great after bye weeks. And then also it's a competition that maybe because of the same reasons Justin mentions, the team doesn't necessarily take it as seriously, knowing that, hey, we've got to go out, we got to get 3 points here and win in regulation, and then we'll move on. But do we really want to? I don't know. If they come out and look flat, I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, the sky is falling. The Hartford match is definitely higher on that list of what could be possibly concerning, but they've got wins over Detroit City and Loudoun in their last 2 league matches, and they lost in pins to Detroit City in between those 2 games in group stage play for the USL Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And so they are a team that, and then before that, they lost 2-1 to Charleston. And so they're a team that I do think is kind of on the rise, and it is on the road. So it's going to be if you just look at the standings and we lose that game, everybody's going to freak the hell out, right? They're going to be like, we just lost to the worst team in the East, second to worst team because of Tampa Bay in the East, possibly the worst team at that time because they play Tampa Bay this coming week, I believe. And so they very well could be. It could be looked at as the sky is falling. Yeah, they play tomorrow actually.
Yeah.
They play Tampa Bay and then they play Rhode Island after that. So they've got 3 matches before we play them, and we have 1.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be the more rested team. So to me, if we lose both of those, my panic meter will obviously rise. I'm not going to be full blown panicking at that point. It's the Tulsa match to me that I'm like, okay, whatever we do in the next 2, because one's against an Eastern Conference team and one's in a different competition. I want to beat Hartford for sure. I want to advance, but if we don't, I'm not going to be like, okay, we're toast. We're done. The season's over. If we lose both of those and then we lose to Tulsa, you will see a different side of me come that Tuesday after that match. So, yeah, you were basically spot on there. And honestly, in the next 2 matches, what I'm looking for, I'm watching who's playing and how healthy we look, for one. Because if Herbert's not playing because of health issues, I understand that. I want to see him out there for more than 5 minutes at the end of a match to see from my own eyes whether he's healthy or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then if Rivas continues to get playing time, I don't know what I'm going to do. I will pull out my hair because I just don't understand it. And then if we continue to see set piece goals and continue to where was it? Josh said it, I believe. This one right here. Getting back to work after whistles, injuries, subs, goals, halves, we don't do very well then. And if that trend continues and the set piece goal defense continues and we're still kind of seeing some questionable sub patterns, if after the Hartford game none of that's changed, or I've questioned things in both of those other matches, I'll start to worry a little more then. If some of that stuff gets cleared up but we're still not getting results, I won't be as panicked. But if we're not getting results and I have those questions still, then it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of that. I mean, it's...
So Justin must also not see it with Rivas either, because he's kind of on our side here. That I don't... Yeah, I'm kind of baffled too. It might just be that we're kind of thin and he's our best option there, but I don't know why you bring him in for Vargas, which was, like I said, if he played yesterday or Saturday for Gideon or Bailey, I'm sitting here going, I understand the sub. I don't like it, but I understand it. This one I don't like and I don't understand. And so, I don't know. That part has been frustrating for me.
Yeah, Rivas certainly isn't the same. And again, we know he dealt with a surgery in the offseason. You know, maybe he should be better than he is at this point, but he's
also missed time this season, I believe, for an injury. So
he has, yeah.
So I get that,
but he hasn't played where he needs to be. He hasn't, and I think we can all admit to that. He's had a couple. He's certainly not the engine that he was 2 years ago. He's not even as good. He's not even as good as he was last year.
He's had one good season with us,
mm-hmm.
and that was when him and Mondo found some chemistry the year before Armando left for El Paso.
Yeah.
Other than that, he is not. Even the first year here, I don't think he was good. And it's recorded and on our Facebook and our YouTube. You can go back and listen to podcast episodes past, even from the first year he was here. And I was saying I didn't care for his play. And then every time I've talked to him, he's been nothing but nice and professional. And I don't think he's a bad dude. I just don't think he's USL worthy right now.
Yeah. He also got himself hurt last year. Goofing around with a
that was like the
2
year
years
before.
ago. Yeah.
I think that was even the year before that, because I think it was his first year here he did that.
Maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, whatever's going on there, and then Hurst needs to come back. Bruce was not in the match, and I'm wondering what that's about.
Yeah, I got a question about that on Monday as well about Daniel Bruce. Like, had I heard anything? And I mean, you and I, we're pretty well connected. We know people. Yep. We get statements and things from people at the club at times. But you and I have not heard anything from the club. At least not, we haven't heard anything officially. We haven't heard anything off the record. Right. We don't know. Now, I can say for sure that I don't think Brucey, to this point, is happy with his playing time this year. I don't think he's happy with how he's being used. And I think we can all agree that I think he is. We've talked about, he's not a 90-minute guy. He's just not. Right? He's not a guy that. Look, I love Brucey. I love his energy, but he's not going to be out there for 90 minutes a week. He's just not. I also don't think he's being used appropriately. So, but as far as like where he's been, especially in this match, we don't know.
Well, and that's the thing that makes me think something might be up injury wise or something like that, because he's been at least in the 18 all season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sure that it's been every match, but it's been the majority of matches for sure, if not all of them. But regardless of what is going on as to why he wasn't in the match this week, Justin's right. He's looked kind of off all season, and I don't know where to play him. Like you mentioned that you don't think he's being used right.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that and kind of agree with it, but I also don't know what to do with it. We've seen him play everywhere from a right back position to like a 10 role to a 9, and then out on the one of the wings. And I'm just not sure. One, with our roster, I don't know where you put him.
Yeah.
And two, even if you're starting a team around Daniel Bruce, where do you put him and say, okay, we're good there? And I don't know where that is, because he's good everywhere, but he's not great anywhere.
Yeah. I think the 10 is probably the best spot for him right now. I really do.
True. And if that's what Sanchez sees too, I understand why he's not getting the playing time, because Vargas has been really, really special there this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get it. But I don't know. It might be a moot point. We might not even. It might be where he misses some time, or just doesn't get in the 18 for coaches' decisions. I don't know, but to me, it's Herbert, Ryden, and Hurst are the three that I look at and go, okay, they need to be 100% and they need to be playing if we're going to keep up this top of the West type stature that we've had the last year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And we know Ryden's out for another month probably. Luckily, we don't have a lot of games in that month, but he's still going to be out probably a month. Hurst made his return. Herbert's been in the lineup in the 18 a couple times. We haven't seen him on the pitch, but a few minutes since he came back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the ones that I'm looking at going, okay, if we can get them back, or if we can sign somebody, especially at that center back position, because to me, Jabang needs to be in the midfield.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I think we were talking about it last week. I think Jabang and Herbert, as far as center backs, can be talent-wise, I think they're neck and neck, right? But where Herbert helps us if he comes in, or when Ryden comes back and helps us, is because Jabang can be a midfield menace instead of having to be center back. And I need to see that. And Jane, I agree. Harris is a name that I'm keeping an eye on, but I'm not counting on anything from him even when he comes back, because that is often a 2-year injury And so if he comes back and is great, awesome, but I'm not necessarily counting on him. And we have depth on the wings that are still playing
Yeah.
that I'm not like Fernando Akale and Gaines have all been good to really good at times. If you're talking about Fernando and Akale anyways. And so that's not a position that I'm looking at going, we need Harris back. Center back and striker are positions that I look at and go, we need those guys back, or we need something to click there because something's not working. And so,
yeah, I think we're still a month or so away, month and a half before we see Dayon in the 18. And hear more shithousery by Nanan.
I mean, he does get hit in the head. It didn't hurt, but he does get hit in the head.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
And any soccer player in the world, if that happens, they're going down.
Yeah. It's so dumb. And then, yeah, there was a foul back here. I think this is, there's a foul back here that gets called against Hurst, which is just stupid. Hurst shouldn't have been given a foul. It's just, anyway. Jabang needs to be in the mid. I think a center back signing is likely. I could even see like another 9, maybe a 10, but even like I think a 10 is less likely, maybe a 9. Because
the 10 we've got theoretically Bruce, Vargas, Akale. Like if Harris comes back and looks like Harris of last year before he got hurt, I could see sliding Akale or even Hurst back into that 10 role if you want to do Among up top and Hurst in the back, or Fernando up top and Hurst behind, or Hurst up top and Fernando as the 10. Like the 10, there's other things that we can do there. I'm not 9-wise, even if Hurst comes back, I don't think we need another 9 if he comes back and looks like Hurst, because I think him and Among and then Fernando in emergencies can hold it down up there. It's center back for me, and maybe another midfielder like a box-to-box midfielder. Although theoretically, if we get Herbert or Ryden or another center back, then we get another midfielder by Jabang moving forward. So to me, it's center back, and that's what I want. I would love to try to find one of these middling teams that are kind of in no man's land, not really doing anything. Tampa sucks right now. I'd get behind a Forrest Lasso transfer.
Yeah. I can get behind that.
And Forrest Lasso isn't the Forrest Lasso of 3 years ago, but he's still pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you get anybody to disagree with that. But yeah, we just have to be better. I mean, honestly, like Zico was largely non-existent in this game. We didn't even talk about him. Like he was largely non-existent. Didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, he had 49 total touches. Did take a shot. But other than that, like I don't remember being like, oh yeah, great play by Zico. Or hey, Zico like really made it a difference there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it's just we have to do better against these teams that play narrow and play these mid to low blocks, and we have to be more creative. We have to find ways to create chances, and we can't just be stuck like we have been.
Yeah.
And I mean, these teams have figured out how to play against us to limit our opportunities, and we have to change something.
Yep.
So
yeah. And luckily when we talked about kind of coming off or having slow games when we come back from a bye week, but I do think having a bye week right now really does help us with our injury situation and everything like that. So we get the bye week this week. We don't have anything on the agenda for a whole week. I imagine the players are going to get a couple days off here, rest up. Coaches can really get in there, break down film, see what needs to be worked on, see what we need to do, and make some tweaks. And so I do think that this 2-week break is coming at the perfect time for us. And because we've seen it in the past where we like go into a break like on fire. Last year, I think we went into a 2-week break, like winning like 3 matches, 2-0 in a row. I think the last one was Orange County, and it was like, man, I don't know if we need a break right now because things are rolling. But this one is definitely very well timed for us. We're no longer in first place, but we also could, fall even more after this bye week. But at the end of the day, we still have a match at hand on San Antonio and Phoenix and El Paso, 2 in Monterey Bay. And those are the ones that are kind of like within striking distance of us within a game. Other than Sacramento, who were tied on, or with the same matches played, and Tulsa has a match in hand on us, and we're level on points. So Tulsa could jump us, and that would be worrisome. But other than that, no matter what happens, we're going to have some matches in hand and have a chance to make up ground at least. And so, again, no panic necessarily. Definitely things that I want to see changes soon. Otherwise, I will start to panic. But at the moment, I'm all right. I think the team's all right. We know that this team wants to win. We saw the fire at the end there of the game. We know that this team cares. We know that effort. I don't think effort's been an issue all year, other than maybe the El Paso match. That one was kind of ugly from what I saw. But I think part of the reason why we look a step off here and there lately is these guys we're thin and these guys are tired. So hopefully 2 weeks off gets us on the same page and we can do good moving forward.
Yeah, that would certainly be the ideal situation. So here's the start of the kerfuffle. I'm amazed they didn't cut away from this, but there is some shoving going on in there, and then they cut away. So, but yeah, Torres gets a yellow. Our head athletic trainer gets a red. From my guess is foul and abusive language. I will say I did see other individuals approach the referee.
I don't know for sure. I don't think that's what it was for.
No.
It was something physical.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. There are very few things that go straight red, particularly after the match is over.
I will say this. From what I heard, it was something physical that shouldn't have been a red. But the referee is the referee. So is what it is.
Yeah, and like I said, there was another individual that approached the referees, and I know for a fact that things were said. What was said, I don't know. But nothing happened to that individual. So it was a media member that approached the referees, and there was some sort of conversation or something said at least one direction.
Can a media member get a red card?
Not that I'm aware of.
That'd be kind of funny.
Not that I'm aware of, but something was said from the media member to the referee. Yeah. Now, to be fair, all of us in the press box were quite convinced that this referee had zero control. And like we talked about earlier, Hosu should have been gone, as well as some other things. But yeah, I will not encourage you or I or Christina to ever approach referees after the match. Now, there are a couple of referees who are local that are willing to answer questions and take, pool questions from media. But yeah, there's no reason at all that any media member should ever approach a referee.
We really need to have one of the local ones on, but we need to do have him sitting in the dark with a voice modifier on him. That would be fun.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do. There are two I know of that have done United matches. So,
yeah.
But But yeah, anything else to be said about this one?
Man, I got nothing else. I got nothing else for anything really, unless you got something.
Nope. No, look for it. Next week, obviously, San Antonio preview. But other than that, what are we watching this week? Are we watching Tour de France? What are we watching?
I don't know. It's Tuesday, man. It's way too early. No, so I've got a doctor's. Well, I don't have it. Allie has a doctor's appointment in Albuquerque that I'm going to on Friday. I'm thinking I have a funeral on Saturday. We don't know exactly when it is. My uncle passed away yesterday.
Oh,
well,
sorry to hear that.
He passed away probably Saturday night, but he was found yesterday. So that's not good. So I don't know. If El Tráfico is this weekend, I will definitely watch that. I'm not gonna lie, my MLS intake has severely dropped this year. And it's not like I'm anti MLS all of a sudden. It's just timing wise, as like I was on it for a while, and then part of it was that LAFC had multiple competitions going on, so they kind of didn't play MLS games for a little while. So I've been following it. I've been keeping up with it, but I have no idea what's coming up until I get on ESPN that morning and it says, "Hey, LAFC plays today," and then I look at the other games and see. I know Troy got sacked by DC United.
Zach as well.
Yeah, Troy and Zach both. Not
sure.
Himmy. Himmy went from I can't remember where he was, but he went to Lexington Sporting Club to their women's club. Yep, Cody's gone as well. I'm not sure about Austin. I would assume Austin is gone as well, but I'm not sure because he was the head scout there. We talked about it when it happened. I wouldn't be surprised to see Troy in the USL at some point after that. But yeah, I think it's been a busier summer and I just haven't been able to keep up with them as much. And so yeah, is what it is there. Chicago Stars. That's right. That's where Himmy was before he went to Lexington. I'm happy that I pulled Lexington off the top of my head because that was a couple weeks ago and I couldn't really remember. But yeah, so we'll see. I'll watch soccer for sure. I'll probably watch some USL. I'm not exactly sure what the schedule looks like for USL this year or this week, but I'll look it up right now actually, and I will give you one match that I am going to watch.
There we go.
This week. Let's see. Hartford, Tampa Bay. Not going to watch that one. Although it is tomorrow, so I might. Friday, there's a couple matches. Saturday. Not a whole lot going on. Lewis City, Tulsa could be a good one Saturday evening.
Orange County, Vegas.
Yeah, I'm not. I get bummed watching Vegas because I was high on them and then they're just not good. Charleston, I might watch the Charleston-Miami match. Hopefully Miami can pull that one out. That'd be fun. I think Lewis City, Tulsa, and Charleston-Miami are the only two that really draw my interest there. So a little bit of a quiet week in the USL. In fact, San Antonio and El Paso are both off, as is Phoenix.
Well, Phoenix has El Paso and Jägermeister this weekend.
Oh, okay. That must be what it is because I'm just on the USL matches. So I'll probably watch that one then, honestly.
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter for the cup because whoever wins.
Well, so if Rising wins outright, that puts them in position to potentially get in on wild card. Potentially. That need help.
Nobody's coming from the wild card in our group.
Probably not.
I'd be shocked. So, but I'll still probably watch that one or at least keep an eye on it. Or I might just take a weekend off and go down to the lake and hang out and get ready. Allie and Allie's doing vacation Bible school at our church next week. And so, and I'm teaching what am I teaching off? Kindergarten and first grade. So that'll be fun. So might just get ready for that instead. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see what the weekend brings and what the week brings for sure.
Fair
But
enough.
do you have an updated score on the All-Star game?
I can look that up here real quick. 6-5, top of the ninth.
Oh wow, an entertaining game. I might have to put that on.
Yeah, 2 outs. American League has the runner on third.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's all I got. You got anything else?
No, I'm good. Let's say we get out of here.
All right, Andrew, Justin, Josh, was it Jane? Try to get everybody. Sometimes I don't. Or Lauren M. I haven't. She was in there earlier. I haven't seen in a while.
Jerry,
Space Kid.
have not seen Space Kid.
Carlos.
Can't forget Carlos. Yeah.
Yeah, Carlos was over in the chat. Let's go Matadors tomorrow night. I'll see if I can tune into that one. That's probably the soccer game that I most want to watch this week. Yeah. So thank you all for being in the chat. Thanks to everybody else for watching. If you're listening to this at a later date, be sure to rate and review us on the podcast player of your choice. And have a good weekend with no new United Soccer. Spend time with the families. Do this and do that. Or be a sicko like I know Andrew Bolte is going to be and watch every league that's still playing, every match from every league.
Premier League has officially entered preseason.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But thank you guys. And we'll be back next week previewing the San Antonio match and talking about any news and notes that come out. And maybe we'll do like, I don't know, maybe we'll try to do something fun since we'll have some time next week. But stay tuned for that. And until then, concert Saturday night. Wow. Good job, Andrew. Good job. Until next Tuesday, guys. Love y'all. Somos News.